Hello everyone, this is our Cisco Packet Tracer accessing and monitoring smart devices walkthrough video. This video is going to be great. Packet Tracer and IoT coming together and actually utilizing something called a smart home gateway are all happening right here. So let's get into it. Right now we have a cable internet connection hooked to a cable modem. What we're going to do is deploy a wireless home gateway. To do that, we need to be in network devices and then the subcategory of wireless devices. So we'll click on it. Inside of here, we'll see we have multiple devices. What we want right now is going to be the home gateway, which is right here. I'll click on the home gateway and I'll click in my house, and now we have it deployed. When we click on the home gateway, we see the physical tab, and I see 4 wired connections for my house and 1 wired connection for the internet. Besides that, we also have wireless connections in order to hook to wireless devices. So let's do some cabling. I'll minimize the home gateway, and now we're going to go and click on our cabling connection. I'm going to click on my automatic cable. I'll click on the cable modem, and I'll click on the home gateway. And now this is going to carry internet from the cable modem to the home gateway. So at this time, we can go ahead and click back on the home gateway, and we'll take a look at some of the tabs inside of here. Inside of here, we have the config tab. And in the config tab, we have basic settings for the home gateway, which includes the name. Then we have multiple settings for the 3 different types of connections: the internet connection, the LAN, and wireless. Besides that, we have the GUI tab. And with the GUI tab, we see here that it's running a web server. This is a web registration server that operates on the home gateway. This allows us to connect our IoT devices to this registration server in order to control and monitor them. Also, we have the Attributes tab, which includes specifications regarding mean time between failure, cost, power, and even rack units and wattage. So let's take a look at actually getting some IoT devices in our smart home topology. So I'll minimize the home gateway a second time, and now it's time to pick out some IoT devices. I'm going to go ahead and click on End Devices, then I'll click on Home, and inside of Home, I want to deploy some IoT devices. For example, I'll take the ceiling fan. I'll click on that. I can deploy that on the left side of the house. Besides the IoT ceiling fan, we may also want an IoT lamp. I'll click on the lamp, and I'll deploy that upstairs. A door would be nice. For the front door, I'm going to go ahead and click on the smart IoT door here, and I'll deploy that at the front. And lastly, something to monitor, I'm going to scroll all the way over to the side, and near the end of our home smart devices, we'll see a wind detector. I'll click on the wind detector, and we'll deploy that at the top of the house. Now we have all these IoT devices deployed across my house. What we want to be able to do now is be able to configure these IoT devices to actually work with the home gateway. So with the home gateway, we're going to use the wireless connections. And inside of config and inside of wireless, I'll be able to see the wireless name is home gateway. Besides that, I need to make sure that my IoT devices understand how to connect to this home gateway device. So let me minimize the home gateway, and I'm going to click on that fan. When I click on the fan, it opens up. With this fan, we can see the basic specifications of how it works regarding off, low speed, high speed, and we can also see that it can be connected to a registration server. We can also interact directly with this fan by holding the Alt key and clicking on it, but we want to control this from the home gateway. So we can take a look at this fan in the config tab, and in the config tab we see how this fan connects to a network. It connects to a fast Ethernet port. That's a cable. So we need to get this thing on wireless. To get it on wireless, we're going to click on the Advanced button. And when you click on Advanced, now we have more tabs at the top. The one we want is I/O config. When we click on I/O config, we can then see the network adapters that are possible. I want to change this fast Ethernet adapter to a 1W. When I click 1W, now I have a wireless adapter on the fan. There's no Apply button here. We're just going to go back to the Config tab. And now in the Config tab, I see I have a wireless interface. I can click on Wireless, and we see here it's automatically set to Home Gateway. This is the name we had to make sure it matched. Also, we're receiving an IP address from the Home Gateway, as we see here inside of DHCP. So let's repeat and do this with the remaining 3 devices. I'll minimize, and now we see the fan is hooked up. Let's go to the door. We'll click on the door. The door opens up. Inside of the door, we're going to go to our Advanced button, Input, Output, I/O config. Make sure we change the network adapter to wireless. To the Config tab, make sure we're hooked to the wireless network, which we are. We're getting an IP address, and now the door is done as well. 2 more devices. We'll do the light and the wind detector as well. Click on the light. When the light opens up, head over to the Advanced button, config, get our wireless, and we'll make sure it connects to the wireless network. Awesome, the light is good. It also gets an address. Lastly, it's going to be a wind detector. This is our sensor. We'll open the wind detector. When the wind detector opens up, same thing as you did before. Make sure we can get this thing with a wireless adapter on it so we can hook this up to that registration server. Awesome. So everything is hooked up right now, but in order for us to interact with these devices and that home registration server, we need something that can open a web page and view that registration server. So I'm going to go back to my end devices, and inside of my subcategory of end devices, I want a tablet. So I'm going to go find and say, yeah, wireless tablet. I'll click on the tablet PC, and I'll put it right next to the pool. And now I can click on that tablet PC, and on the tablet PC itself, I'm going to click on the Config tab, and there we go, wireless. The wireless network name is default, and that's not the right one for this. We need to set this to Home Gateway like we saw previously with all of my IoT devices hooking to the Home Gateway wireless. Besides just Home Gateway for the SSID, which is the wireless name, I can click again on DHCP. I'm getting an address from the Home Gateway. Now let's actually continue onwards and be able to configure and manage and monitor my IoT devices. So I'll click on Desktop and I'll click on Web Browser. Now the actual IP address of that home gateway is 192.168.25.1. When I click on Go, this will connect to that home gateway. The username and password here is admin, and I can click Submit. Now that password can be modified at a later time. Now right now I have no IoT devices deployed here. So what I need to do is actually hop on the IoT devices and tell them to register to the actual registration server known as Home Gateway. To do it, I just need to hop on each one of those devices, and there's a special place inside of Config called Settings. When I'm in the Config tab and Settings, I can scroll down to the bottom and you can see here IoT server is none. I need to select the radial button of Home Gateway. When I click that button, I could then go back to my tablet and click Go. And check it out, the ceiling fan now shows. We'll do the same thing on the other 3 IoT devices. The door, Settings, use an IoT server of Home Gateway. Same with the lamp. And lastly, with my wind detector. And now that all the devices are known to use a home gateway, we can check out that home gateway webpage one more time and take a look at this. We have the ceiling fan, we have the door, we have the light, and there's the wind detector. I can click on any one of these devices and I can either control them like we see here with the ceiling fan, or when I click on the wind detector, we can actually monitor that there's wind. We can even take a look at the door and the light and see the status of them, and of course be able to make changes on some of these IoT devices. So play with Cisco Packet Tracer, build your own IoT smart home networks, and become a Cisco IoT All-Star.